Graph the solution set of y halves plus 3/4 is greater than y fifths minus 3/10. Again, we have a situation where we have an inequality that has fractions in it. Life is usually easier when we get rid of the fractions, and we can do that by multiplying both sides by the LCD. Here, the denominators are 2, 4, 5, and 10. And in this case, the least common denominator is 20. 20 is a multiple of all of those numbers. So we're going to multiply both sides by 20. When we do this on the left, 20 times y is 20y. Divide that by 2 gives us 10y. Plus 20 times 3/4 is 15. 3/4 of 20 is 15, or 20 times 3 is 60, divided by 4 is 15. Either way, on the right, when we distribute, 20 times y is 20y, divided by 5 gives us 4y, minus 3/10 times 20 ends up being 6. So we've got 10y plus 15 is greater than 4y minus 6. We've gotten rid of the fractions, so it's easier at this point. We still have variables on both sides. We need to eliminate one of those, and the easiest way to do that is to subtract 4y from both sides. Once we've done that, on the left we've got 6y plus 15, and then that's going to be greater than negative 6. Now we can get rid of that 15 by subtracting 15 on both sides. This leaves us with 6y is greater than negative 21. To get y alone, we divide by 6. Now 21 is not evenly divisible by 6, but we can reduce this fraction by a factor of 3. So that ends up giving us negative 7/2 when we reduce. So we have y is greater than negative 7/2 as our answer. We need to graph that. So we need to figure out where negative 7/2 goes on the number line. Now if we divide 7 by 2, it goes in 3 times with a remainder of 1. So this is the same as y is greater than negative 3 1/2. You could also use a calculator to see that that would be negative 3.5. Either way, we're going to need to have our open circle at negative 3.5, which is going to be halfway between negative 3 and negative 4. Mine isn't perfect. Mine's a little bit to the left of where it should be, just a tiny bit, but hopefully you can forgive me here. Now, because y is greater than negative 7/2, we need to look for larger numbers, and larger numbers appear on the right. So we've got to shade everything to the right of that on the number line. And then putting this in interval notation, we have parenthesis, because it's an open circle, negative 7/2, negative 3.5 would be just as fine, comma, infinity, and then we close the parentheses, and that's our final answer.